Hello and welcome, law students. Today we're going to go over my top 5 tips for finding a great job in the legal profession. My name is Shannon Leo, and I'm the Director of Practice Excellence for the Associate and Student Programs at Cassels Brock, which is a wonderful full-service law firm. My job is to recruit law students and associates to work at our offices and to work on their development during their time at the firm. My number one piece of advice for students going into the legal job search is to start by knowing yourself. It seems very obvious, but the foundation to finding the right job for you is to have a solid understanding of your own strengths, interests, and skills. Studies consistently show that people are much happier in their jobs when the job naturally matches the people's strengths. I find a lot of law students have a hard time articulating their strengths and challenges. And a really fun and easy way to start boiling down those qualities and traits is to do a personality test if you haven't done one before. You can Google personality test and see what comes up. For example, I recently tried 16personalities.com, which is a free test online, and found it very interesting and helpful to see my strengths and challenges articulated for me. Go through them with a critical eye, and for sure keep the ones you agree with, and don't spend too much time dwelling on the ones you don't agree with, but come up with a list of your strengths and challenges, and make that a point to keep coming back to throughout your job search, to match the different jobs that you hear about to your proven strengths and challenges. For example, it's helpful to know that you don't love public speaking and that you potentially don't like conflict, because you may hear about what it takes to be, for example, a family law litigator and realize that that doesn't match your natural skills. I find some of the most appealing and marketable candidates are really good at identifying what they're good at and linking those skills to the work that we do here at the firm. Number 2, stay open-minded. As you enter your job search, try to leave aside the advice and rumors that you've probably already started hearing about different job paths. Be open to all the possible job paths that there are in the legal profession. Through talking to people, you may learn about a type of law that you didn't know would be a really good fit for you and your personality. I recommend you meet with as many lawyers as possible to ask them about their jobs and their career paths. You can talk to them about 1, what skills they use on a regular basis, 2, what they find challenging about their area of work, 3, what the people like and the other lawyers are like on the bar that they practice on, 4, what their clients are like, 5, how they balance their work and their life. And that's just a few examples. These types of questions will give you a good sense of what their life and job is like and whether you could see yourself doing well in that kind of profession. I also recommend you do your own due diligence about the facts around different paths. For example, you can consult the NALP, Canadian Directory of Legal Employers, to find very interesting statistics about salary and benefits. I also recommend you talk with current articling students to get a sense of what their hours expectations are. It's very important that you make the most informed decision before closing off any areas of law. 3, get out there. As I mentioned in the last point, the best way to learn about different legal options is to speak with lawyers. Take advantage of the many opportunities to meet lawyers during your time at law school. An easy first step is to go to as many events as you can at school. From my time working at a law school, I remember how many options were battling for your lunch hours, so take advantage. Also, you can join professional organizations like the CBA and attend their events. For example, there's usually a young professional section and sections based on different practice areas, like the criminal law section. Lastly, sign up for firm tours. We host them usually in the summer, and it's a good way to get a sense of a firm's culture and to meet some of the people who work there. Something that law students often don't do is ask lawyers for information in interviews, which is basically asking someone who you think is interesting out for coffee. Lawyers are often very generous with their time when they're approached by a student interested in their area of practice, so try not to be shy. My last point in this area is to get involved. I know it's important to focus on your academics, and of course you want to do well at school, but it's also important to round out your skills and to build your network. So I recommend you sign up for the clinics, for pro bono, and for the clubs at school. I know you're very busy now, but you will continue to be busy in the rest of your career, and this is a good time to start working on your juggling skills. Number 4, take the time to polish your application materials, because a great application package is the key to getting your foot in the door. It takes time, as you will see, to develop a strong cover letter and resume. It should be well written, concise, and error-free. A common mistake that I see is that students try to fit too much into their cover letter. I recommend that you pick a few key strengths and experiences that are relevant for the job and highlight them. Your writing style should be direct and easy to follow. Your cover letter is your place to highlight your understanding of the job. If you've followed my advice in tips number 2 and 3, you will have done your homework and have a good sense of what the job entails, and you'll be able to indicate why you are interested. An excellent job application links your strengths and interests from tip number 1 to the job that you're applying for. For example, it is very persuasive for me to see people who highlight how they have thrived in busy, team-oriented, and client service environments, since that is what working in a big law firm environment is like. Lastly, I recommend you build in time for your career services team and your friends and family to review your application. It should be typo and error-free. Number 5, apply broadly. Even if you have a very clear sense of what you want to do, it really doesn't hurt to leave your options open a bit. Apply more broadly than you think is necessary. For example, if you think you're interested in doing corporate law, apply to big corporate firms, but also apply to smaller and mid-sized firms as well. Similarly, if you think you're interested in doing social justice work, I recommend you apply to legal aid clinics and NGOs, but also consider applying to boutique firms that practice criminal, immigration, union-side labor, or family law. In these places, you will often be helping people directly, many of them whom are vulnerable, and you'll be developing your advocacy skills. Once you have a year or 2 of work under your belt, once you're called to the bar, you will be able to move more easily to other workplaces. Lastly, if you are in the lucky position of having too many offers, you can always turn them down at that time. Thank you for your time and good luck with your career exploration. There are a lot of amazing jobs out there. Happy hunting!